So hello everyone, in this video we are going to see another interview experience. So this interview experience is of a student who was from Triple E branch and he got selected. So let's see what are the questions that he faced in his interview, and let's start. So interview experience of a Triple E student. So let's first of all see the questions that were asked to him in the technical round. So the first basic question as always is, tell me about yourself. So what you have to do is you have to prepare a brief introduction about yourself or of approximately 30 seconds to 1 minute, and you should do this beforehand. You should not like feel like I can answer this in my own way at that time only, because you might not get some points, but if you have prepared in advance, then it will be very much helpful for you. So first question is, in 90% of the cases this is the first question you will face. So the next question is, tell me about the internships or trainings that you have done. So if you have done any internships, that is uh, during your college, then you can clearly explain about it. Don't feel like, "Yeah, I have not done any internships." If even though if you have not done any internships, I am sure that during your BTech you might have done or you have tried to learn something through the YouTube videos or something through like different courses or through online some tutorials or something like that. You can explain that also in it when this question is asked, because you should not say like I have not done any internship. This leaves an negative impact. So that is why if any such question is asked, just tell what you have learned. So that's why also, in due to corona, many have not done internships, so that's why also you can answer in this way. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, what are the projects that you have done in your college time or in your final year? So whenever this question is asked, first of all, you should know everything about the tech stack that you have used in your project. Whether it may be web development. If you have done a project in web development, you should explain what technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, any framework or library of JavaScript that is either you have used React JS or Angular JS, any such thing if you have used. So you can explain that. Since it is from the perspective of an triple engineer, you can say any projects that you have done with respect to any electrical technology like IoT or something like that. You can explain that even though they might not understand complete details, but what you can do is, you while explaining them, you can explain them the technology, right? You can explain them, if you have, suppose if you have made something using Arduino in IoT, right? So what you can do is, you can tell them what is an Arduino, how it's how it is operating, how do we code in Arduino. All these basic things also you can explain. It's not like you have to explain the line by line code of your project. Okay, so this is one point to remember. So let's move on to the next question. So what is the difference between C and C++? This is one of the most common questions that is asked to different branch students. So, so what you should do is, so you can explain like C, what are the differences that were introduced in C++ from C, and like C++ is an object-oriented language. So in this way you can explain. So this is very basic question, most of the time asked to each student, although if they are from CSE, non-CSE, any branch. So what are the major concepts in OOPS? As always, I have explained in my different videos also that OOPS is one of the topics that you must prepare in for technical rounds of TCS Ninja, because there are some basic questions which they will definitely going to ask you upon OOPS, that is polymorphism, inheritance, and different types of inheritance. What are the pillars in OOPS, that is in types of inheritance, and all those questions. So these are very basic questions. You don't have to study too much in deep. What you have to do is just skim through any of the article on internet. Just that will be more than sufficient. So what is generator and alternator? This is a typical question for an electrical student. CSE students might not face this. There is no chance that CSE students will see this, but for a triple E student, this is a very common question and you can answer it. As basically this question is something related to generator and alternator, which as a science student everyone has studied in their 11th, 12th, or even in the first year many times. So what is cutoff frequency? This is again questions related to triple E students, so you can answer accordingly. If you don't know, if you are a triple E student, if you don't know these answers, just prepare in advance, write some look from somewhere and write some one or two paragraph answers for these questions. What is sampling theorem? So you have to prepare these type of questions. That is, you can see that the questions are being asked from the core subjects, like what are the core subjects that you having in your BTech. So will you relocate? This is one of the questions which for which you always have to answer yes, as always said, because if you say answer no, there is a high probability that they might reject you, because uh, if there is something like that, if you say no, they might get an intuition that you are not interested for this role. That is why. So the next question is, why should we hire you? So you should have an appropriate reason, because you are from not a technical branch, that is not a core branch, IT or CSC. So you should have an answer with you that might that will convince them to select you. Like you should always say that I am interested in latest technologies, I like to explore new technologies like AI, ML, big data, IoT, and all those things. And even though being from technical, non-tech, non-CSC branch, I have knowledge of some of the topics, major topics or major core subjects of computer science. I have knowledge of data structures, OOPS, and you have to answer in this way so that they will like get interest to select you, right? So what is a repeater? Again, a question from typical electrical background. What is interface and abstract differences? If you don't know these answers, you can always search on the internet and prepare beforehand. That is why I'm making these videos for you, so that if you have any doubts, you can prepare well before in advance. I have till now I have prepared till now I have prepared approximately 11 videos, I think so. So all these videos have various different top questions on different topics, right? So if you feel like you don't know what kind of questions are there, I can assure you that if you see and practice from these 10 to 11 videos, you will be that much prepared for your interview that you will not be answerless in your interview, right? Whenever you face any questions, you will be having some idea that how to answer it, even though if it is a new questions not from these videos, even though if it is something which you don't know, you know how to tackle it, what in what situation, in what you have to say. So let's see, next is runtime polymorphism. So this is again a question from OOPS concept. OOPS concept questions are regularly asked to every student from every branch, so you have to answer this. If you don't know, you can prepare beforehand. What are the data types you encountered? So if there is a student from CSE branch, he can answer this very easily, although this is not a very difficult topic. If you have some prior coding experience, as you should have, because you have cleared the NQT round, even though if you have not attempted the coding questions, or if you have not like completely written the coding questions, I must think that you have some written something in those questions, right? So you know about basics of the coding. So you can say integer, there are different data types like integers or uh, character and different data types. Also they can ask you, they can modify this question to what are the data structures that you have encountered till now. So you can also say linked list, stack, queues, and all those things. So these two questions can be asked interchangeably. So what is difference between unique key and primary key, or unique key versus primary key? So this is a questions from database management system. You have to prepare it. If you don't know, try to explain this type of questions with an example. So this will give an effective, like positive impact on the interviewer, that you know this concept and you also know the implementation of this concept. So this will be very helpful for you. So what is session? This is also one of the most commonly asked questions. What is cookies? Some basic concepts, basic IT concepts. So if you don't know these concepts, just search on it, search on the Google, and try to just read it, so that you will get some idea. What is index? Index is very common like if any data structure, many of the data structure that we are implementing, we know that everything works on index. Also in DBMS, what is the importance of index? Even though if you don't know anything about index, you must know, you are you definitely know what is the index of a book, right? That what is the purpose of using this. So in many cases what you can do is, from the word you can also explain like what can be the meaning of it. You can say that index is used to access the content. Like in book, what we do is, in if we have a index, we can see whatever chapter number is on which page number, right? So in this way indexing is used in computer science also in many data structures. So for a technical definition you must search it on the Google. Okay, so with this, the technical round of the student is over, and now the next round is managerial round. So you can see that approximately 18 to 20 questions were asked, but it is not the case with everyone. Many a times the number of questions asked is very less, like 4 to 5 questions are only asked. I am trying that I am taking such interview experiences from which you can get to learn more and more, right? So I have taken those interview experiences that has the maximum number of questions. It's not like that if this interview experience has 20 questions, you will also get 20 questions in your interview. It's not like that. I have taken those experiences from which you will get to learn maximum. So let's now move on to the next round, that is managerial round. So the first question that was asked from the managerial round is, greatest challenge in your life that you have faced till now. So even though if you are not prepared with such an answer, first of all I would recommend that always be prepared for these basic questions. Like you should always have an answer in mind beforehand only. It should not like that you are seeing this question first time in an interview, because this is a very basic question. uh, Everyone knows that these types of questions are being asked in interview, so you should prepare beforehand only. And even though if you don't know, you can, like at the spot, think of any challenge or situation that you find challenging in your life. So the next question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You should you should answer this question very intellectually, because you should not see like I want to be the CEO, because that is not practical. In 5 years no one can be CEO. I have myself seen many students answering these questions in so immature way. So you should be very mature and think before what you are saying. So you should be very practical. You should say that whatever the position I am seeing myself, I am seeing much more grown up from now. I have learned very much more what I am now. So you should answer in this way, or you can also say that I can see myself as a team lead or any senior person. What did you do in quarantine? You can share your experiences. Try to share those points like which shows that you have learned something. You have learned something new in quarantine, which will leave a positive impact, that you are a quick learner and you don't spend your time like in waste activities, right? So with this, managerial round is done, and now let's move on to the next HR round. As you can see that there were many questions that were asked in the technical round, so they also have a limited time only for each student. So since the questions that were asked in technical round were very much, so what managerial in the managerial round has happened is, there were only 3 questions were asked. So in this way they also try to match the frequency, so that the interview doesn't extend too much. So the last round, that is the HR round. Let's see what all were the questions that were asked in the HR round. What are your goals in life? You should always have positive and ambitious goals, and achievable too. The goal should not be like they are totally just false goals that can never be achieved. So you should keep such goals. What is success for you? This is a very personal question, so you have to answer according in your way. You cannot learn these answers. What you can do is you can learn technical answers, right? But you cannot gram these answers. That is, like you can write these on a piece of paper, and then you cannot learn these answers. What you can do is just learn from the experiences of others and try to make your own answers. uh, are you ready for relocation? You should always say yes. If you say no, the chances of getting rejected will increase, and they might reject you. Are you ready to work in shifts? You should always say yes to these answers, even though if you are not interested, but you should be aware that you are sitting for an interview and the job that you are applying for requires shifts, working shifts. So that is why you should always say yes to these answers. Anyway, what happens later is not matter at this point of time. So at this point of time, what matters is that you get selected in this round. So you should always say yes to such kinds of questions. Why TCS? You should always, as I have always said in my previous video also, before sitting for an interview, what you should do is you should make points or have some study on the company itself, so that you don't feel unanswerable to such question. So you should say that this is a very large MNC and I can get to learn a lot if I join this company and all those things. What do you do in your life? Give a practical example. Who do you follow? Okay, so you can answer who do you follow or what do you follow in your life. So you have to give some practical examples. These are kind of behavioral questions, so which are asked that what will you do if this is a condition. So you can ask it in your answer it in your own way. Do you have any questions for us? As always said, if I would be in your place, I will definitely ask a question to the interviewer, because this gives an positive impact about you, that you are interested in this position and you want to know more. What you can do is you can ask if after getting selected, what are the tech stack or what are the new technologies that I have to learn. So you can ask these types of questions. So some points to note, I am making a complete playlist of interview experiences on my channel, which will have interview experiences of different people from various branches, that is computer science, electrical, civil, mechanical, EC and many more. If you have some more questions or any doubts, you can always ask in the comment section. There are many people who are helping each other in the comment section. You can also ask your query someone or other, or even if I feel that I can answer this question, I will definitely reply. So therefore, please like the channel and subscribe. And finally, I would like to say all the best. I'm sure you will definitely make into this role.